Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie. Tonight I have an unboxing for you for the bargain bead box. And we also will be talking about color. So to get right into it, this month's bargain bead box is called Earthen Elegance. This month's palette blends with understated richness of red jasper with copper and peach accents for a timeless look that wears easily through the holidays and into the new year. Red jasper gemstones include a donut pendant, bold barrels, and round beads in 2 sizes. You'll also find a full strand of micro-faceted garnet beads, antique copper findings, and sparkling crystals in complementary colors. So, this is our bargain bead box. I am going to read from the key. We will take a look at everything more in depth. For those of you who have never subscribed to the bargain bead box, it is about $18 or $19 a month. This particular box, you have a $76 value. You get anywhere from 15 to 20 items. A lot of their metals are lead-free, nickel-free, and cadmium-free, which is nice because a lot of people have sensitive skin. And also, if you subscribe on their website, their sister site, you get a 30% coupon for the rest of the month for anything that's on their site. So, and they have lots more on their site than just what you get in the box. So it's a great value. I highly recommend it for beginning beaders, people that are trying to get their stash established. And they have great, like I said, findings on there. The metals are great because they are not going to make people's skin itchy. So anyway, let's get started. So number one is an approximately 13-inch strand of 4mm bicone crystal beads in copper. So beautiful. I'm using a white paper today because I feel like the colors will show more, especially when we start playing with the palette a little bit. I will say this is a very neutral and very monochromatic palette, so it is going to be perfect for those of you and I who love to play with color. So stick around for that. And also stick around at the end of this video for a little video of Cha-Cha and Ginger. They wanted to say hi. Anyway, here's our copper bicone beads. Nice long strand. Number 2 is a meter of 2.5mm steel Rolo chain. And I can always use chain. So this is in the coordinating copper. And the 2.5, now this is a finer Rolo chain than we normally get. So this would be nice for dangles. If you want to make tassels and like a layered necklace. Definitely pretty. All right, number 3, let me push these up here. Number 3, 15-inch strand of 6x4mm crystal rondelle beads in a matte magma. Gorgeous. I love the finish on these. You can see hints of gold and that peach they were talking about. That's really pretty. Very pretty. And maybe a nod to something we can do with this palette later. All right, that was number 3. Number 4, 10 pieces of 10x15mm brass lever back ear wires. Now these are ear wires that I don't use often, but a lot of people do like wearing them. So it's not a bad thing to play with. You get 10 pairs. All right, number 5, 10 pieces of 8mm crystal faceted cylinder beads in light peach AB. So again, another neutral, but with a really pretty coating. I do like these barrel beads. And this color will go with a lot. So we're still pretty neutral with our palette here. Stay tuned on that. So a lot of you are probably, if you've gotten this box, wondering what you're going to do with it. And I will show you what I'm going to do with it, so maybe that'll give you some ideas. Number 6, 6 pieces of 19 by 16 millimeter pattern coin charms. And again, lead-free, nickel-free, cadmium-free. That's pretty much all the metal in this, is from what I can tell from the key. But, so very tribal looking. You've got a patterned back and a nice little front with pretty cool pattern. A little bit of three-dimensionality in the middle piece there. So that looks extremely tribal to me. All right, number 7. 4 pieces of 25 by 22 millimeter pattern coin and teardrop chandeliers. So some chandelier components that echo what we just looked at. So I like it when we get coordinating items. As you can see, we've got holes to hang some things. Very pretty. This is the back. Also very tribal looking to me. Got 4 of those. All right, number 8. 36 by 26 millimeter teardrop chandelier focal. So one of these. Lots of places to put drops. You even have a hole here to drop something, and then right here to hang. This is the back. Again, you're coordinating these metals. Antique copper looks like the metal color we're going with. Doesn't mean you got to stay there. Okay, number 9. 3 sets of 18 by 13 millimeter coin. Nope, I lost my place. 3 sets of 18 by 13 millimeter classic banded toggle clasps. That would be these. Love these. Like a good toggle clasp. They have lots on their website, if you've never been on their website. All right, number 10. 40 pieces of 6 millimeter scallop bead caps. So, can't go wrong there. I love bead caps. Use them often. Can always use more. All right, number 11 is a 30 millimeter red jasper donut pendant. So you've got nice rusty kind of reddish, orangish jasper, and it's got, each one will be different because it is a gemstone. Mine has a little bit of a kind of a bronze line through it. Nice and smooth. I love the way that feels. All right. So that's our jasper donut. And it looks like we have quite a bit of jasper coming up in our gemstones. So let's see here. Continuing on, we have number 12, 10-gram bag of 5 by 4 millimeter corrugated spacer beads. Again, coordinating metals. Nice spacer beads, nice amount. All right, number 13. 6 pieces of approximately 16 by 12 millimeter red jasper barrel beads. Beautiful, beautiful gemstone. I do like jasper. It's a pretty color. Nice kind of a brick orangey red. Everyone will look different, of course, because these are gemstones. You may have more striations in yours than somebody else. All right. Number 14. Okay, here we go with the micro-faceted garnet beads. 15-inch strand of 2 millimeter micro-faceted garnet beads. Ooh, these are teeny. These are tiny. They're really sparkly, though. but they're like little seed beads. That's going to be interesting. You're going to have to probably, I would imagine, 24 or 26 gauge wire if you're going to use any wire. And I don't know about, I'm going to have to play with my stringing material to see. Boy, those are tiny. But sparkly. 2mm faceted, micro-faceted, excuse me, garnet beads. Wow. So we've introduced a deeper red here, albeit a very tiny amount, but still a deeper color. All right, number 15, approximately 7.5-inch strand of 10mm red jasper round beads, and that's these. Again, you've got different occlusions in here and stripes, but nice pretty brick color. Very close to being solid, but there are some little points of interest in that guy. And then we have a 15-inch strand of 8mm also. So bigger strand in the 8mm, which is a pretty popular size bead. And these are a little bit more varied. Here, that one's got a lot of kind of clear in it. Very interesting. That one's more spotted. So let us take a look. As we can see, the colors are very, very monochromatic, aren't they? Any of you that have been watching my channel know that we play with color, and this particular box is just ripe for that, I think, because it is so similar. I mean, there's really no variation, which I know a lot of you out there are like, no, what do I do with this? Well, we're certainly going to play with it. So here is our main, I know these aren't exactly put together the way I like, but I just want to show you. We'll just do this. We know we have a lot of jasper. Put the gold here. So we've got a coppery gold, kind of a very dark raspberry, very tiny garnet color here. Some more peachy colors, and then a whole lot of jasper. So yeah, what the heck do we do with that, right? There's a lot of things you can do with it. If you've not watched my color theory videos, you can certainly look those up. I will link them in the description for those of you who are new viewers. Those of you who've been with me a while know that I will probably come up with a palette to complement this, but even if you don't want to come up with a whole palette, let's just talk about what we can do, what you could do immediately to work with this palette that you've been given. So, like I said, it's very monochromatic and kind of one tone. So, there are a lot of things we can do. So this jasper's on the red side of the family. We can all agree, I think. That's mostly red, or towards reds. So that being said, you can go to the opposite side of the color wheel, right? To some greens, but you don't have to pick actual green. You could do like a seafoam green. So take a look at that. That kind of wakes that jasper up, I think. So I really like that. So we're just going to play. So here's an option. Maybe you have a strand of, I've got some more here, some more greenish blues. Okay. We move this guy over. I'll just throw a few in here. So as you can see, now that kind of wakes this palette up. Just adding one color. Even looks nice with these kind of peachy colors, which I would say is an analogous color to the reddish orange. So that is an option. And you didn't need a fancy palette. You just pulled out one color. Another option, if you wanted to keep this and you wanted to keep going further, you could add some darker red. You already have a dark red here, right? So if you add, I'm going to move the peach over. What if you added like a dark plum or raspberry? Now you've got more depth. See that? And here's our garnet. That was kind of a little hint, the garnet. These are T9C, so I don't know how much they're going to show up by themselves, but if you add some more of that color, now you have something to go with. You know, you could add black and do something more graphic. If we don't do these, or you could still use those, but I'm trying to make this simple. Simple it down for you a little bit so it's not so overwhelming. But check out the gold with the black. Okay, and maybe you want to introduce, we've talked about this before, adding a graphic element, which is your black and white. So see how that changes that? So these are things to think about. Again, I have not picked out a palette yet. And I may not. I may just go ahead and use what I've shown you tonight. So don't worry if you're not at the place where you can pick out a whole palette. Or if you want to do a whole palette. Let me know in the comments if you're happy with what I've shown you. If you want me to go with these colors, we can go with these. We can add more. Again, this is a very neutral, this is pretty much a neutral, I mean, it's not a neutral color, but because you have just this color, you can pretty much add anything. I was kind of playing with this other blue. Let me pull this other blue out. I want you to see what this other blue looks like. I wasn't sure about it, but hey, you know, literally take some of your beads out of your stash. And, you know, you don't have to have these little triangles, but you have your little, whatever you put your beads in, just put them next to what you've gotten and see what you like. So here's a darker blue. I mean, a more true blue, but still looks really pretty. See that? It looks really pretty with these. Maybe you want to pick up more of the coppery stuff. We've got orange here. You could add, look at that. Maybe you want to do little hints of a dark blue. You can do that. This is some lapis. And I think that looks really pretty with this rust. So I encourage you to play. Pull out some beads that you like. Maybe you want to go a little more winter forward. So maybe you want to do a darker green, like more of a forest green, an evergreen. These are kind of big, but you get the idea of the color. Maybe you want to go into some brass. You don't have to just use the copper. You can definitely mix the brass with the gold. This is a mix from Jesse James Beads I've had forever. But I love the dark green. So you don't have to stick to this palette, I guess is my point. You can add to it. You can subtract from it. Pull out in your stash what you have and see what you like. It's not, there's no reason for you to not play. In fact, I encourage you to. This is where it gets exciting and you learn about color by being experimental with it. So just make a pile of beads, pull them next to your bargain bead box, see what you like, play with a few things, make a few pair of earrings maybe, start out with, and then see what you can come up with. And that's all I got for you tonight. I may, like I said, pull a palette, and I may not. I may just stick with, maybe we'll just do like a, you know, with these graphic beads and this tribal look, I instantly went to the black and white because I think that just looks so cool when you have a graphic element next to something that looks kind of tribal. You can go with a bolder palette. And the barrel beads are very neat. Definitely could use some wire wrapping around those. So possibilities are endless. So play with your stash. Pull some stuff out. If you are a member of my Facebook group, I'd love to see, just take a picture. You don't have to make anything. But I want to see, pull out some things from your stash. If you got this bargain bead box. Or if you have anything that's monochromatic like this that you've been struggling with, doesn't necessarily have to be this box. Do some piles of color and see what you like. I would love to see it. And then if you want to go ahead and make some jewelry, definitely post that on the Facebook page. If you're not a member of the Facebook page, please join us over on Marcie Creates. Just log on to Facebook and look under groups and look for Marcie Creates. We have about 160 people in there now. And we do lots of color theory and color inspiration, gemstone inspiration type things. And it's pretty cool. And it will definitely get your creative juices flowing. So with that being said, enjoy the eye candy I've got down here for you now, along with the bargain bead box, which is going to be fun to play with. Enjoy Ginger and Cha-Cha. Stay tuned for that. And if you're not subscribed, but enjoy my channel, I would encourage you to please just take a moment to subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video. I thank you all so much for your time, and I appreciate all the wonderful comments. Please keep them coming, because I do want this to be a channel that you enjoy. So I appreciate any constructive criticism. I welcome it. Thank you so much for all the kind comments. Can't wait to see what you all come up with. Have a great evening. Take care of your sweet selves. And I will see you on the next video. Good morning, Cha-Cha. Good morning. Oh. Did somebody else wake up? Hi, Ginger. Hi. Tell everybody good morning. Good morning. Are we up now? Woo! See, we're on the couch. It's a long story. We've been sleeping on the couch. Yeah. Tell everybody hi. Are you still sleepy? My goodness. See, we've been sick. Well, we haven't been sick. Mama's been sick. We've been sleeping on the couch because the bed's broken. We got all kind of stuff going on. Broken bed, broken garbage disposal. Yeah. That'll wear a girl out. Anyway, I thought y'all would like to see the girls. As you can see, they're still spoiled rotten. And have plenty of covers. And of course, we gotta sleep with Mama. So, just a little taste of what's going on at my house.